So may I come in?
Yes, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please take your seat. You're Akshata.
Yes.
Akshata, you're comfortable with English medium?
Yes.
Right. And your optional is medical science. Akshata, we have kept your chair at adequate distance. Idea is that you should be around 12-13 feet from anybody in this room. We have done it so that you can safely remove your mask and you can feel safe and relaxed while discussion. Okay? Remove it altogether. You look pretty. Better? Comfortable?
Sir, I'm getting something in my eyes.
That is because of either because of some fumes in the room or maybe because you were wearing mask and that. Ho jayega settle, don't worry. Comfortable?
Yes.
Can we start?
Yes.
Fine then, Akshata, tell us something about you.
So my name is Akshata Gupta. I was born in Ambala district of Haryana. I did my schooling from Chandigarh and I did my graduation in MBBS from GMCH Chandigarh, Government Medical College Chandigarh. My hobbies are cycling and writing on Quora about pre-medical counseling.
So, you basically, recently you completed your graduation, right? You were still some 23 years old?
22.
22. So, Akshata, while I understand that you are absolutely eligible to be here, but do you believe that you're mature enough to take the responsibilities of being civil servant, especially in a situation where other colleagues of yours are gonna be a lot senior to you? So, shouldn't you actually go do your masters or somewhat practice in medical sciences and then decide what you want to do?
So your concern is right, but I think with my clear understanding and I will be able to learn more because of my abilities and I will be able to catch up with other persons of these services and I think I will be able to manage the duties well also.
Anyways, and why, I mean, you mentioned that you have been writing on Quora, helping others about the pre-medical things. So I can safely presume that getting into medical sciences was a tough thing and you must have enjoyed it and you must have worked very hard for it.
Yes.
तो फिर आप उस सब के साथ पलीता क्यों लगा रहे हैं? Why are you wasting that all? You worked hard to get into medical college, right? You learned and you obviously worked hard during your medical college thing. You should be using that. You should actually be practicing. Anybody can become a babu. A simple BA pass can become a babu.
Sir, in my opinion, civil services definitely provide me a wider opportunity to use my knowledge and experience that I gained over these years. Also, sir, during my graduation, I was inspired to pursue this as my career.
See, there are several distractions that comes during your graduation. There are many things. People get into drugs, people get into swimming and other sports activity. You got into civil services. This is one bad habit. You can get over it.
Sir, I wish I don't get over it, and I do get it.
Anyways, you got into this MBBS thing, and medical sciences is your optional thing. If you look at the COVID times, one thing I can very clearly see that whenever we talk about the new estimates of cases, the other things that has to do with the epidemiology, especially the statistic part of it, it's all is coming from IITs, engineering colleges. Why have we been spending money on medical colleges if they cannot give us an authentic epidemiological data or models? Why are we looking towards engineering colleges, not AIIMS, not PGIs? The data and analysis should be coming from these places. What is wrong with our medical education?
So regarding the research and the epidemiological data, the research potential in medical colleges is very low because the research is not a compulsory part of our curriculum. As I see in IITs, there is compulsory you have to do a research or do some internship in research potentials. But in medical, there is no curriculum of the research. So we are not forced or we are not even made acquainted to the research. We just focus on our curriculum, our subjects, and we are not prone to the research areas. So I think if we include research and more acquaintance to the data and analysis, then definitely there will be more participation from the medical college.
But don't you think that it happens right from the school time? If you want to get into medical sciences, you are actually discouraged to get into mathematics and other physical sciences thing, and especially analyzing mathematics and statistics.
Yes.
So you are, I mean, the medical college students, researchers are not equipped to begin with. Even if they want to get into epidemiology and do the data thing, they will find themselves not able to do it. They are poor in mathematics in general.
So this is definitely one of the areas why the research is lacking in medical aspects. So I think there should be a separate area where we can focus on these epidemiological statistics. We study basic statistics in our community medicine part, but it is not up to the level that the research requires. The understanding, the analysis of the papers.
So now, since you realize, tell me what are different mathematical models that are analyzing COVID-19?
Sir, regarding the mathematical models, there are cohort studies which are being done. Then, sir, there are statistical analysis where
you're giving me two general answers. I'm expecting you to name the mathematical models.
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to name them.
Fine, thank you. So,
Akshita, which part of history of Punjab you like most?
Sir, the part where it was bifurcated into Haryana and Punjab.
So that is the best part you like. Why?
So because then it was analyzed that on a basis of language, the two states need to be divided, and now if we see both states are doing well, and the governance in a smaller state has gotten better chances as compared to those in the larger state. But definitely there are issues of diversions and the issues of capital of Chandigarh. But this is the area that was involved.
So do you think that UP, which is such a vast state, should also be trifurcated or divided into 4 or 5 parts?
Sir, in Uttar Pradesh, definitely it is the large area which is involved and their governance issues. But it was earlier divided also for the Uttarakhand part, and we see the results that are better, but there are issues. There have to be proper integration which need to be developed. That integration can help in further enhancing the governance. Otherwise, it will just be a smaller and smaller states, and it will never satisfy the needs.
Your policy is clear. Are you in favor of a small state or are you in favor of bigger states?
Sir, I'm inclined towards bigger states because in that areas the diversity helps in better governance, because in smaller segments people are more participative to respect their own areas, and together they form a good culture, good tolerance and good level of participation that they give in a governance of a larger state. But as the state gets smaller and smaller, it is limited to a particular region and a particular type of culture, which separates it further, which I think it is against national integration also.
Okay, what has been the biggest achievement of Maharaja Ranjit Singh as a ruler?
So Maharaja Ranjit Singh had developed an army for the fight against the Mughals, and sir, I'm not aware of much details about that.
Okay, and recently there is a debate going on in Rajasthan about Battle of Haldi Ghati, that the battle was in favor of Rana Pratap and the Mughal forces were repulsed by the forces of Rana Pratap. What is your understanding?
Sir, I'm not much aware about it.
You're not aware about history. Okay. A day before yesterday, the RBI declared its monetary policy and declared that it will continue to maintain accommodative policy stance. What do you understand by accommodative policy?
So, accommodative policy stance shows that with the rate of interest is kept in such a way that it favors the growth of the economy as well as controls the inflation. So in the accommodative stance, the RBI had decided to keep its interest the same at 4% of the repo rate. So if so that the growth is favored by not keeping very high interest rates, and also the inflation is controlled by not keeping very low interest rates.
Which range of inflation has been declared by the RBI as tolerable limits of inflation or tolerable range of inflation?
So it is 4% plus minus 2, which is tolerable.
Okay, so minimum 2% and maximum 6%. But presently the inflation rate is exceeding 6%.
Yes.
So do you think that accommodative policy, continuation of accommodative policy is a good decision?
Sir, right now the economy is in a very difficult situation where the RBI has to balance both the growth and the inflation. So right now the economy has needed some push from the RBI itself. So I think the accommodative stance is good, but in the future, in the next term, maybe some steps need to be taken to control the inflation.
Okay, Akshita.
Akshita, like every one of us, you also must have faced certain situations which can be considered a situation of conflict. And we generally decide resolution of a conflict either by listening to our mind or heart. Can you please give me one instance wherein you were in conflict and you decided to resolve that conflict situation by listening to your mind, not heart?
So can I take a moment?
Yes, please.
So in a conflict situation where I had to go to a family function, but I had the duty at that time in my hospital. The family function was important because of my cousin's wedding, but I had to be present at my hospital for my internship duty. So there I listened to my mind and resolved that.
Give another example when the case is reversed, like you had to listen to your heart, not mind.
So it is again an example from my hospital internship duties. So during that time, I had to leave after my duty. My duty was till 8 p.m. So I had to leave, but there were 2 patients which were still standing in the queue waiting for their sampling. So I waited there. I listened to my heart that I should help them. So I waited there and helped them.
Very good. Now tell me, you're from Ambala. How Ambala is related to the revolt of 1857? Does it have any connection?
Yes, sir. So in 1857, it is considered as one of the starting point for the mass gatherings and the revolt in 1857. There were many Lambardars and Chaudharis which were involved from the Haryana in the revolt of 1857, and some leaders were involved from there.
Can you please name the company which revolted in 1857 from Ambala?
Sir, I don't know.
Two native infantries which revolted and joined the forces, decided to come down to Delhi.
So I don't know.
Okay, so you are an MBBS graduate, right? Can you please tell me what is the mandate of National Medical Commission?
Sorry, sir.
Medical Commission of India has been
Yes.
rechristened as Medical Commission of India.
Yes, sir. National Medical
National
Commission.
Medical Commission. What is the mandate of National Medical Commission? How it is different from Medical Council of India?
So there are some structure as well, some functional changes which are being done for the NMC. So first of all, the elections part in the MCI were the issue. So now most of the members in the NMC will be nominated by the government. So secondly, there will be autonomous boards in the NMC which will be controlling various aspects like MBBS, Ayush, paramedicals. So there will be autonomous boards for that.
So my last question to you. See, in international arena, now the most talked about thing is peace process undergoing in Afghanistan. In terms of India's approach in tackling that problem, can it be easily said, which is being said by foreign players, that India is a fence sitter? Or can we say we are just waiting for the right time? We will let our cards open only when things are in our favor. What is your take?
So my take on this will be on the second part, where India is definitely waiting for a certain time. Right now there are informal talks with Taliban which are being going on. If that does not resolve, then India will definitely take some stand to help in the peace process in the Afghanistan because of the huge stakes involved for the India itself.
So is India open to the idea of engaging with Taliban also?
So informally there has been talking with the Taliban, but India is still reluctant to recognize Taliban as a proper organization.
So doesn't it come in conflict with stated foreign policy of India in terms of Afghanistan? Like India always wanted that whatever government ushers in Afghanistan will be Afghan led, Afghan controlled. Why Indian diplomacy is engaging Taliban, though informally?
So here India, in my opinion, is taking the pragmatic stand where it has to engage with the Taliban, even if informally, to keep its stakes at a very high level. So right now there is involvement of almost many countries in the peace process of Afghanistan. There are various ways, so India is basically utilizing some of them in a pragmatic
I
manner.
got it, Akshita, because you see this Taliban has become a reality. It
Yes.
cannot be dispensed with. Thank you, sir, please.
Yes. Akshita, your parents are teachers?
Yes,
Fine. You are a MBBS doctor,
yes,
aspiring to become administrator?
yes.
Right. So let's take in a situation where you happens to be an administrator in one of the district. So basic Shiksha teachers, the primary education teaching, they mostly the female, teachers, they come up to you with the kind of the memorandum or their applications that they should be given 3-day medical leaves because of they suffer some menstruation problems and all that. They wanted you to you can say forward those demands to the state administration also, ministers also. What will be your take in this regard, in this issue?
So demand in this area is very concerned, very genuine. So I will first of all talk to them that the presence of toilets in the schools, the condition of the toilets in the schools, I should first assure that the conditions and the cleanliness of that toilets will be proper. Secondly, I will have to talk to them about the severity which they are facing, and keeping that in mind, I can definitely forward the demand at the higher authority.
So you would start giving the leaves to the teachers?
So there
Immediate
can be
recourse would be what?
So there can be some other measures which can help them in a better way. For example, 1 to 2 hour restrooms can be available. If they face such cramps or pain, then they can rest in those rooms and take a genuine cause to take rest from the school activities.
Right. Akshita, tell me about the 5 advancements which have took place in the field of the medical science in the year 2020.
So first of all is definitely a pandemic, the COVID-19 pandemic, which has created a great havoc. It was new in 2020. So secondly, there is involvement of digitalization, especially in the healthcare. Now the telemedicine has become a reality.
Telemedicine is one area, right?
So thirdly is the nanomedicine, which is coming up at a greater level. So now there are nano alert targets and nanomedicine. Then sir, there is precision medicine, which is coming up, where the immunoglobulins are targeted to a particular disease. And so robotics are coming up at a greater front, especially in the robotic surgery.
Is there any advancement in the field of the oncology or heart diseases?
So there is involvement of artificial intelligence and some 3D printing, which is being done to teach the students about the various surgeries in a practical manner.
My last question to you, Akshita. Recently, Russia has got withdrawn from Open Sky Treaty. Open Sky Treaty.
Okay.
Why is it so?
Sir, I don't know the exact reason.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Akshita, when I looked at your DAF, I saw that you're from Haryana and you've lived in 3 places: Ambala, Chandigarh and Jagadri.
Sir, ma'am, Jagadri was my schooling. I used to live at Barada only, in Ambala.
Okay. Have you ever visited Civil Hospital in Ambala?
No.
You are a doctor, you live in Ambala, you've never visited Civil Hospital?
Ma'am, most of my MBBS is from Chandigarh.
That is okay. Have you visited Civil Hospital in Chandigarh?
Yes.
What is the address of it?
Ma'am, it is in Sector 45.
Are you sure?
Yes.
And where is PGI Chandigarh?
Sector 16.
Okay. Akshita, what I want to know from you is, you see, we generally tend to say this, that there are some jobs which are more suitable for women because women are emotional or women bring the touch of compassion. Can you name a few jobs like that?
Where women are more suitable.
Yeah, only because they are more compassionate and emotional.
Ma'am, women can do anything. They are suitable for any job. And they can utilize that compassion in any job.
Okay. Akshita, I want to ask you some questions from Indian economy. We have completed 30 years of liberalization. But we still experience a lot of regional disparity. Why do you think that exists?
Ma'am, if we analyze our 30 years of economic reforms, we have come at greater front in the liberalization, privatization and the globalization. But we have lagged behind some of the social, administrative and the legal reforms that have led to huge regional disparity. The areas which had good legal administrative framework, they progressed well. But the areas which have bad in those areas, in those frameworks, they lagged behind. So that is one of the reasons for inequality.
Okay. Akshita, we see that Supreme Court has also given up on decriminalization of politics because the parties could not produce the required document and did not adhere to direction of Supreme Court. Do you have any hope? Will we have a day when our politics will be decriminalized?
Sure, ma'am, we are all optimistic about it.
But we don't see any action happening.
Ma'am, the action is not happening because the political will be difficult to have against the decriminalization.
How can we inculcate that political will?
And that political will take place from the action of some of the leaders who come front to help in decriminalization of politics. Some autonomous body can be instituted if that can help in understanding the areas.
Akshita, I want to know from you, how much do you value friendship in your life?
Friendship, ma'am, can give a meaning to life. It can help in living a life with having someone by your side, and it can help in achieving your goal in a better way.
How much do you value love in your life?
Love also has similar nature. It can bind you emotionally, physically, strongly, so that you can go forward and achieve even without the fear of failure.
That working women in India are empowered?
Ma'am, if we see on the economic front, they are empowered. But if we see on the domestic front, social front, then they face real problems.
Okay, Akshita, what would you do to empower yourself?
Ma'am, to empower myself, I will first of all learn to make my decisions myself without any influence of anyone. So I'm working on this direction, that I learn from all the arenas what is best for me and then take my decision for myself.
My last question to you would be, Akshita, if you could tell me which is the biggest achievement of your life till date?
Ma'am, my biggest achievement of life was when I made my parents proud that I am a doctor.
Thank you, Akshita.
Akshita, let's stay with your parents for a while. Why your parents named you Akshita? That sounds not really very appropriate name.
Sir, the meaning of Akshita is unique.
They misled you into believing this?
Sir,
Akshita is Akshat, the one which is not hurt at all. That's it. And Akshita is that piece of rice that's been placed on the tilak.
Sir, I even confirmed it on the Google. It says unique. So I'm convinced that it says unique.
Okay, let's assume it is not unique. It's the feminine of Akshat, and Akshat is the one which is not broken, right? Do you believe that it's not really an appropriate name?
Sir, not being broken is also a good personality trait. That I'm not easily broken for anything, even emotionally.
But the basic principle is that anything that has any fault is not acceptable when it comes to the worshipping anything. That's why Akshat is like the complete rice, piece of grain, and any deformity in it is making it unacceptable. It's so ableist, isn't it?
Sir, even with deformity, it can be useful to someone somewhere.
But not to Akshita.
Sir.
See, basic question is it really nice trait to be perfectionist?
So being a perfectionist is desirable, but it can lead to so much emotionally and mentally stress that you just focus on one thing. So being a perfectionist, if you are able to, then it's good. But if you're not able to, just be what you are.
Fine. Akshita, you're basically from Ambala, but you spent considerable time in Chandigarh also. And both Ambala and Chandigarh, primarily Chandigarh, are guilty of ruining the Himachals. The Shimla races they're crying because of people in Ambala and Chandigarh. Do you believe that we are being very unfair to our hills?
So definitely the tourism is very high in the Himalayas from the Ambala and Chandigarh. But the concern, as soon as it arose, there were some solutions which are being taken care of. Many NGOs from Chandigarh and Ambala itself, many groups, are coming up to help in cleaning the Himalayas even during the treks. So many NGOs are coming up to help to eradicate the mistake that people are taking.
Fine, Akshita, it was nice talking to you. Your interview is over. You can go now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take your seat, Akshita.
Thank you.
Yes, Akshita. How was it? You gonna wear this sari only, or
No,
you,
sir, different side.
different sari? Right. So tell me, how was it? What are the areas you believe you did fine, and where you still need to improve?
So it was great experience. I need to work in the history part, especially the state history, and some of the economics part that I.
See, Akshita, you're definitely a very good candidate, considering that you're too young. I mean, you're definitely one of the younger candidates who will be appearing, and especially one of the youngest medical professional will be appearing, right? So, because considering that medical sciences actually take more time than other branches, so in my understanding, if I'm not wrong, that you're going to be the youngest doctor who will be appearing this time. So this is a great opportunity, and you should capitalize on that, right? You're already doing good, but then these are your strengths. So my advice, whenever you get in this opportunity, then do mention young doctor rather than just young whenever mentioned, right? These are small ways of pushing into the minds of the board that okay, this is something specific, right? Otherwise, you're definitely very good. Your entry is good, your sitting posture is good, voice level in general is good. At a few places, it is a little softer voice, which is having good impact overall. But then it's my personal thing. I've been advising candidates, especially the women candidates, to be firmer, and male candidates to be a little softer.
Okay.
Right? But then I'm not saying that you have to follow it. I'm just maybe I'm biased here, right? That is one thing. Your hand movement by and large is restricted, though you have this hand clasping thing. So if you don't have this tendency of vigorous hand movement, then you can place your hand like this. If you have this tendency of vigorous hand movement, then this is better than having hands over here.
Sir, if I keep it like this, there is a tendency to move.
That's what I said. If it is small movement, let it be there.
Okay.
But why? Because hand clasping generally suggests that person is very nervous, right? So, but then again, it's going to be your call. It's not much as such, right? Coming to other things, one of your strengths is whenever there are questions which ask you for the emotional intelligence thing, you are doing definitely fine. It is only when the question are information based or factual thing, there it appears that you tend to cut it short, or maybe sometimes there's information deficit, and you also have this tendency of sometimes giving general answers to specific questions.
Yes.
So if we leave that part, you are otherwise handling things well. So these things will come with a little more preparation. There's no personality change is required here. But you need to understand that if a specific question is given, it makes sense to attempt the specific answer first.
Okay.
Right? If you don't know and you just want to get away with it, fine. But then it has limited impact, right? So that you can work on. There are few areas you can revise, as you said, maybe in the area of economy and IR. Other things in general, very good. I don't see much of the problem. Yes, there are issues where you know the cursory aspect of it, but sometimes it appears that whenever a little more depth is required, you tend to cut it short. But then with your age, these things will be considered pardonable. See, fine, theek hai, itna kar liya bachchi ne, wo bahut hai, that kind of stuff. So that is good. So by and large, you are doing most things very right? History wala, please do it, because what happened that in the question of history, you must have realized that on the one hand you said you want smaller state, when it goes to UP you said you want a larger state. The consistency become questionable there, right? So if you have an opinion, try and make it more consistent if it is in your control. Other things, don't worry about other things, right? You are already doing very well. This sari I wanted to comment, but you said that you are not wearing it.
So the color is same for my other sari?
See, I'm okay with the sari thing. I'm not saying that it's looking bad, but you are just 22. You are looking like 24, 25 in this. So, and your looking young is your USP, right? So you shouldn't let that impact go, because that will be in your favor. Something which is in your favor, why should you sacrifice that, right? Other things, very good. All the best.
Thank you. So can I ask? Yes, sir. Sir, I haven't mentioned about Punjab anything in my dive. So on what extent I should prepare Punjab?
It's Chandigarh, the only thing you have mentioned. You have not mentioned
sir.
Punjab. So, but Haryana Punjab questions are twin questions. So be prepared for that.
Sir, especially in the history part, because there is so much details.
See, history of Haryana and Punjab is more or less the same. So there is no Haryana history. Actually, whatever is there, it's Punjab history. So prepare a bit, not much. And see, history is an area where you can get away by saying ki mujhe itna aata hai. But then area which you choose, you're given a chance and you choose. At least that much you should be, right? And choose a better area rather than saying post partition. That's hardly history, right? Okay? All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.